Listen, man, Heather B. I'm telling you, man, I think it was 21 years ago when Goodies came out.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yo, for real, for real?
21 years ago
Yeah.
when Goodies came out.
Wow.
I know because I was there.
You was there, Sway. You was like, and you was really there. Like, people had to come see you because you was there.
But in this case, I actually remember going to Atlanta and listening to albums with you from way back then, working with MTV.
Yeah.
But also just remembering the energy I felt when I was in the room with this young artist who was on the rise and praying that, man, I not even worried about it. This young lady is going to make it.
Yeah.
She got it. How she going to make it? What she going to make it in? Who knows? But I know she's going to make it. And you talk about, what, 2 decades later, we're talking about a Grammy-winning American singer, songwriter, dancer, actress, wife, mother, entrepreneur, ambassador, hit maker. She's done it all. Give it up for the one and only Ciara. Ciara. CiCi. CiCi is in the building.
In the building, baby.
CiCi.
She pulled up.
She pulled up, and at that time, I don't know what her vision was, what she saw for herself 20 years ago. And I want to ask you now, when you reflect on that, did you see what you are today?
Oh, yeah.
You saw
First
it?
of all, thank you for that love.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hey.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is the way to wake up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm seeing y'all right out the gate.
Come on.
No, honestly, when I was a little girl, when I was a little CiCi, I used to say I'm a girl of ambition on a mission, and now I say I'm a woman of ambition on a mission.
Yeah.
And I've always dreamed big. You know, I've always believed in, blessings on blessings. And, I can say that this is a part of my vision and where I am and my growth and my evolution that I've gone through personally and professionally. I've always believed in it, and it's just a blessing to be talking to y'all with the same passion and excitement and joy that I had when I was a little girl popping on the scene, to still have that same love for what I do and to feel the love from my fans at that same level. I can't even put it into words.
Yeah.
Like, I'm full of so much gratitude.
You walk around, man. You got an aura on you that's incredible. You can see it through the TV screen.
That'd be God, though. That's God.
What that is.
Yeah.
Thank you
That
so
light.
much.
Yeah, and then when I listen to this album, by the way, you have an amazing album. Citizens, if you haven't heard it, go check it out.
Yay.
CiCi.
Yeah, that's my nickname.
And that's her nickname. We used to call Lil CiCi back in the day.
Now it's Big CiCi,
Now
not
it's
the
Big
little one.
CiCi.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
And I was playing, yeah.
But it's fun for us to watch because we're lovers of our people first, our community and this culture. And I got to watch you navigate, through various chapters in your life. And you always came out on top, assured of yourself, no matter what the struggle may have been, what the obstacle may have been. So when I listen to this album and the first song I hear is Made It.
Yeah.
It says so much to me. And normally people think you're going to start an album off with 115 beats per minute and, but this is actually showing another side of you, I feel like. What made you start off Daddy, I Made It?
Yeah, I'm a daddy's girl.
Okay.
Daddy, I made it. It's normally, Mama, I made it. But I'm like, no, I just got to do Daddy, I made it. No, Made It is definitely a representation of my journey and where I feel. And I say, where I've grown to, and I say lines like, "We don't pay the bills late now." To me, that's a sign of making it. You don't have to worry about bills. But again, it just goes back to my place of gratitude, and I've had to make changes along the way. I say I made some changes, replaced some faces. There was things that I had to go through on this journey that I really just it spoke to my heart, and it was real, and things that were necessary on the journey, and so. It's not easy along the way when you're grinding, and especially now doing it independently. But it was my opportunity to look back on the journey and just be like, man, like, God, you're good. Like,
Amen.
I'm proud of me. I'm proud of, where I am, where this place that I'm in right now. I'm proud of it. And I'm just, again, I'm grateful. because you don't understand things when you're going through them.
Yeah.
Why you're going through them and what they, it may be hard, but it's for a reason. So it's just a good reflection of like my journey. And to your point, Sway, I always like to kick the projects off with tempo.
I mean, damn it. We're sweating from the beginning of the albums. I'm like,
know.
man, it's getting harder and harder to
always
listen.
love to start the party off real high, but I'm like, no, I want to set the tone with this. And this chapter is also my appreciation for my fans. It's such a blessing for my fans to have rocked with me and lift me up the way that they have. Because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. So there's also that, moment for me just to kind of be more intimate with my fans and, to just bring it down to a human level or like a real level. And that was the way I wanted to set the tone on this project. So, I challenged myself. I said, we're not going to go to normal CiCi way. We're going to kind of, let's get real with it, out the gate. And, it's one of my favorite songs on the project. And shout out to Tehran because he kind of came with the bass foundation for some of the songs on the album. This is one of them. And then we just sat down and took our time line for line, which we always do, just to make sure the story is exactly how I wanted to tell it. But I mean, man, I just feel I feel good when I listen to it. I have a really cool visualizer for my fans, so look out for that. But it's just I don't know. I feel good when I sing it. Yeah. It sings through me. And what I was saying just was coming from me to the paper, to the studio, to the booth.
That's amazing, man. Hey, man, give it. CiCi's here. CiCi.
Yes.
We played a clip with you and Ciara to start this off. And the other thing I admire about you is you incorporate your husband, you incorporate your kids. It's like you put them to work. Are you putting everybody?
No.
Everybody, are they on the payroll?
No, they're on the love roll.
They on the love roll. But putting out projects now, incorporating all your loved ones, your inner circle with it. Is how different is that?
Man, that's me. It's all of that is me. Russ and my babies. Honestly, they lift me up in such a big way. And I feel like I have an extra boost behind me because of them. And so they're part of everything that I do. I don't do anything without thinking about my babies. I say I have my 4 precious babies, my little tiny ones, Amora, Sienna, Future, and Win. But Russ is my biggest baby, right. So I got to take care of all my babies,
He's a good dude.
No, but it's a blessing. Russ and I always say it's a gift to wake up and do life together. And he's really in it with me. Like, the team knows. Like, he be dialed in with us. Like, and the thing is, he's the
in
best.
the studio?
I mean, he's not in the booth,
okay,
but but he will be like, I mean, that line's dope. But baby, think about this. Like, he has ideas.
Okay.
And he actually really be on point. Like, his ideas are great. Like, he's incredible on the field, but he's just as incredible off the field. And I think when he gets to join me, he gets to kind of exercise his creative mind a little bit because there's so much more to him. And we have so much fun. And it feels like I'm really doing it together. Like, we're doing this. When I win, he wins. When he wins, I win.
Yeah.
And you can feel that spirit. Like, when I'm moving, it's like it's we. Like, we're doing this together. Like, me in this moment right now with the album, it's also his album, too. It's the baby's album. So it's all of ours, When he wins on the field, we all win. No matter what we say, we always winning, right? You don't want to live by the ideas of wins and losses in any category of anything, but it's just the spirit of we.
The spirit of we. I like that, Heather. We gotta adapt that in our work relationship. I mean, like in our work relationship, you be on individualism sometimes.
Ciara,
Gosh.
we work together 4 hours a day, right?
Yes.
We live across the hall from each other. Right?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
See, he comes over for. That's the signature sound. Lunch, definitely dinner, sometimes snacks in between. When he's bored, when he's walking past my door to go to the elevator, I'm headed out. What you doing? So it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's brother and sister.
We call that? We call that love.
That's what. Thank you, Ciara.
Don't
That's love.
You sure it's not codependency?
Listen, and it just may just be a little annoying too. Just kidding.
Don't go down the dark lane, Ciara.
Just kidding.
Okay. But I like hearing this Beauty Marks Entertainment, right?
Yes.
That's the company.
That's my label.
That's your label, but that's you and Russ's label.
Yeah. I
Right?
mean, well, yes, it is. I mean, technically because it's all of us together, but Beauty Marks Entertainment, I started it back almost 8 years ago, and that's when I kicked off Level Up.
Okay.
And you know, I asked for my masters back from the label that I was currently signed to, which is a major label, and they gave it back to me for free.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how much they didn't believe, right? So
Yeah.
I said, I have this song called Level Up. I think this song is going to be, you know, really big. I got this visual I did with this girl named Paris Goebel. Shout out to Jamaica Craft for connecting me with her. But, you know, Paris at that time was still buzzing and just in the streets or in the choreography dance world. And we put it all together, and I played the visual for the gentleman that I was signed to. He was a new CEO that just came in. So he was checking out all the projects to see like what he was going to move forward with and what he wasn't. And then I met with him, and it was almost like he made a decision before I walked in the room. So everything I played him looked like nothing. Like I just felt like that's what the energy was. And it was one of the best, it was one of the kind of worst moments, but also the best moments in the same breath, because I had already been dreaming of starting my label. And Russ and I were spending up late nights, because I was already frustrated with stuff anyways. And we were up late night looking up who had labels and all that stuff. And so it was crazy, because I was like, man, I can't wait till the day that I can own my masters and do it my way. And literally had that meeting. And fast forward to the next day, that's when the new era of ownership, owning my masters, starting my label began, right? So it was, you know, it was, you don't even realize how what you think is wrong or feels hard is actually a blessing. That was a blessing that meeting didn't go well, because it helped me jumpstart what I wanted to do even sooner. And I mean, I just put my like head to the ground, like I was like, let's go, like, and I just started marching forward. And Level Up is now almost 3 times platinum.
What?
And
Oh, man.
however many billions of streams later on that song alone.
Did
so
you say what? Say that again.
yeah, billions. I was like, yeah, no, it's cool. It's a blessing.
Yo,
yeah,
this is
so.
amazing,
Yeah.
man. And you know, we worked in this bit. I've worked in radio for a long time, right? You know, Troy, what year I start? You remember? 90.
Dang.
Yeah, so I've seen a lot of.
Oh my
that's
gosh,
a trip, huh?
you
You looking at me?
made
Yeah,
it.
I made it. That's why I like that song. Come on, I like that song. You know, so it's just great to witness this from you. The other thing is, you've hit so many milestones, but to be a defining artist of an era. When I listen to the song "How We Roll" with you and Chris, right? And then when you think Chris Brown, you know, you think about dancing, and I know you get asked this a lot, but it's pretty amazing that when we were coming up, we used to compare rappers. Jay-Z said everybody want to know who's the best, Biggie, Jay, or Nas, right? And that was a defining moment in our era, because they were defining artists.
Yeah.
Now when it comes to dancing, it's not a matter of who's the best, but they mention you, Chris Brown, and Beyonce as these defining entertainers of an entire generation. How does that make you feel?
Oh, that's so sweet. You know, I have so much respect for those artists, you know, tremendous respect, because what I do know about the artists that you name is that they work hard for it.
Yeah.
And we all kind of came from the same era to some extent, you know, pretty much. You know, I think B was in Destiny's Child in the beginning, but still we all kind of started around the same time. So when people show, you know, you love like that and speak about you, you know, in that way, because I know how I look at those artists, it's very motivating. You know, it's inspiring. You know, it inspires me to go harder, you know, and it inspires me to keep going, right? Because I think, you know, legacy for me is so important. You know, I feel so blessed to have come as far as I've come, and I'm like, okay, we gotta stick with this thing. Like we gotta keep on, like CiCi, let that big CiCi come out. You know, when CiCi come out, the lip turn up, it get real stank with it. I start pumping extra hard with that. You know, but it insane. Always, all day, every day. You know, so it inspires me to keep on going though, because I look at that as respect, you know, and so, yeah, it's a sweet thing.
CiCi is here, man. We talking about Ciara. Make sure y'all get up on it. This is this is an incredible project. It's her 8th studio album.
Wow.
It's called CiCi. You want to let Trace? Oh, you got one?
I
Okay.
did, because again, thank you. I feel like we haven't seen you in Sway in the Morning in so long. So it's so dope that you're here and following you and watching you, like. I see, and I know it may sound crazy to you, but the Ciara prayer, right? It's like, that's the thing that so many people have spoken about. Somebody can be talking about anything. It's like, girl, I'm trying to get that Ciara prayer. I'm trying to find that Ciara prayer. And me, knowing your faith and knowing your history as well as your husband's, I'm like, yo, in about 10 years, when she ain't pumping and grinding so hard, she could straight up do like a gospel album and call it the Ciara prayer, because it means so much to so many people in search of that relationship that they're looking for and that love that they're looking for. And it was done like in public, so to speak, because of the status of you and your husband. Do you feel compelled sometimes to help people in terms of relationships and watching?
Oh, yeah.
Can you speak on that?
Yeah, I do, because I think that, I think every person deserves to experience love, at the highest capacity. That's kind of like if I could make one wish, it's like that everyone gets to experience love. And for me, to be honest, in the way that I know it, and
Right.
and that also started from like just the love in my house, but obviously the love in my house now. So that is.
I got a nice house too, but go ahead.
That's so silly.
Can't knock on their door, Sway, walking by to the elevator.
Get called in. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So silly.
All day.
Oh my gosh. No, but I do have a passion for, I have a strong love conquers all, right? It talks about in the Bible the power of love. The power of love is a real thing. And I think, whether it's in relationships or just in life, like if we can lead with love, like the world would be a much better place. But I do know it's a gift to wake up and not have to worry about that aspect of my life.
Facts.
That brings me peace. It brings me tremendous joy. I don't know. I feel like it just makes even how I work even is a little different, right? With that support, that love, that foundation of love in my house. So, I wish that for any person, like every person in this world, honestly. I am compelled. Like if we're around people, our friends or someone, even if it's a random person that I just met and talked to for like 2 hours at a dinner, and I'm like, this person seems really cool. I know this person over here. Like, maybe I need to connect these. Like, that's how my mind is always thinking.
Yeah.
So this is where I'm
like
leading to.
Cupids.
Okay.
No, I'm a
yeah.
Scorpio too. Just
Oh,
Tracy
yeah.
Scorpio. See, we got it.
Let's go.
So talk this way for another hour, Ciara, whenever you get a chance, and find him somebody.
What he want? Okay, we got to talk about
We
what
got to
he
talk,
want.
yeah, because
The
that way
vision.
you can stop knocking on my door. Yeah, the Ciara prayer. You need the Ciara prayer, Sway.
Stay behind
Find
closed
some.
doors.
Listen, I'll do the. Sway, you're in a relationship?
Stop. No, we ain't about to make this about that. We are not doing that. CiCi's here. Tracy, you want to ask the question?
I'm gonna throw you a life vest,
Thank
Hobie.
you.
I got you for
She might
now.
hook you up with somebody in the WNBA. You never know, so you can start working.
Oh my God.
Child. Now you turning
I've
Sway
been
into a
working a
sugar
long time,
Now he back
CiCi.
into the conversation. Now he
Oh
back
my
into
God.
She don't want to talk to you now.
Hook me
Sway.
up with somebody I ain't gotta work. I could be on the side of the red carpet like Russ does, and just be like,
He go to work, Sway. He got a
Does
season.
work.
He got a season, bro.
oh, okay.
Sway, that is not the vision, okay?
My vision.
Sway's
Ouch, my
confused on his
cheeks.
No, he
incentives.
knew where I was going. He know me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, for sure. But on some real Ciara, my goodness, girl, it's so much fun to give you your flowers, to give you these gardens, bruh. Because I mean, your music has been a part of my life for so long. Like, in my opinion, you set a new standard of showmanship for female performers. Dance was one of my first loves as well. And so you brought so much athleticism and precision and sex appeal, but your movement was still as good as like your vocals, And so you redefined what it meant to be and what it means to be a triple threat in R&B. And as we go like through the multiple eras, Sway mentioned that Goodies is 21 years old. Goodies is a full ass adult. Okay.
She's just freshly stepping in.
Yes.
She's still young. She's still young.
And she's still sexy. But when we think about your eras professionally, your eras personally, motherhood, you are a mogul now. All of these things also in my eyes are a signifier of power and our relationship with power, our understanding of power. And I would love to know how your understanding of power has changed throughout your journey? What power meant to CiCi in Goodies? What power means to CiCi in 2025?
Yeah, it's a good question. Power, I think, is through empowerment. You know, I think empowering yourself, the more you can do that, to me, that's powerful. And I really started to understand that along. When I was singing Goodies, I was still like very like confident. Like I was always, you know, setting the tone for the direction that I wanted to go, and I was always really vocal about what I wanted to do. And now I'm actually able to, like, when I say I want to do something, I can do it my way and how I want to do it. And I'm empowered through my chapter of ownership. I'm empowered. Ownership is everything. Right? You don't really understand that until you really understand it. And there's the business mechanics that you don't think about as an artist when you first begin, because you're just driven by the creative and you know you want to run businesses, but what does that mean? Right? So if I could say, I think, you know, power to me is, you know, empowering yourself, putting yourself in a position to be empowered. You know, it is being able to be in control of you as best as you possibly can. You know, everyone doesn't get that opportunity, so I don't want to knock those that don't. But, like, understand your voice. Like, your voice carries weight. You know, understanding the weight that your voice carries, not being afraid to stand up for what you believe in, not being afraid to fight for what you believe in and what you want. It takes time to get there. You know, when you're young and you're a little girl, you don't know fully like how to express yourself, especially as a woman, because we are a bit more emotional beings naturally. So understanding how to use your emotions and to also put them aside, like things like that, you learn along the way. But I would say power to me is being empowered, you know, and I think power is also knowing who you are.
Yes.
You know, I think in our environment, sometimes you're like reaching for a certain level of success and you may never get there. And I think sometimes people lose themselves along the way because they're so focused on that. And it's like, you can't let that be your end all be all. Like, what is success to you? Like, success to me is not so much about the numbers of things or the tangible things like awards. Like, it's like success is my happiness. You know, success is my health. Success is my sanity. Like, there's too many of my peers or people that I respected that have lost it and are losing it. That is a concern for me. So it's like you have to keep things in perspective. But I think power is like empowering yourself, to me, knowing who you are, you know, speaking life into yourself, being confident in who you are, you know, and like give no F's. I don't like cursing, you know that, but no F's about whatever anyone has to say. Like, stand tall on what you stand for and what you believe in, and let that be the final word. For me, that's power.
Give it up for Ciara. CiCi is here. Great question, Trace. I'm going to take a few callers because they've been holding for a while now.
So, we love callers.
Okay, so let's go to Jersey Styles in Florida. Jersey Styles, how you doing? What up? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Sway. Hey, Heather, my fellow Jersey girl.
Hey, girl.
How's it going?
Tracy here.
Ciara.
Yes.
First off, let me say, you are one of the most beautiful women I ever seen in my life.
Aww.
Oh, my God. I love everything about your whole world.
Aw,
I'm serious. And so, okay, so my question is, because my husband's a Scorpio, right?
Okay.
And I'm a Pisces.
Okay.
And I want to know, how do you keep you and Russell's marriage so grounded? Like, you guys are like the epitome of what a Proverbs 31 woman and what, how can I say, a James is. Like, you guys are like perfect together. So how do y'all keep yourselves grounded?
You know, honestly, speaking of the verses, it always comes back to God and Jesus. We say Jesus at the center. And that's important for us, because sometimes if you rely on man, like as in yourself, to like, you know, navigate through murky waters, sometimes when the waves start to rock a little bit, it can get a little tricky. So for us, it's having Jesus at the center, you know, and like I said earlier, it comes back to love. You know, it's like when we talk about being equally yoked. Being equally yoked is really important, right? Because I think that eliminates a lot of the battles you could have when you're not, you know. So having that place, you know, or having that foundation is important for us. But it all comes back to love. It all comes back to, you know, Jesus at the center and communication. communication rules a nation. Sometimes it's hard to communicate, especially when you have disagreements. And we're really big on, finding ways to do it. Russ will be the bigger person sometimes. I'm so stubborn. I don't want to be the bigger person sometimes, but I gotta be.
Yeah.
Also, not going to bed mad. That is really important.
Y'all
Talks about that in
never
the Bible.
went to bed, man?
Maybe one time, honestly, out of all the years, and now this is our 10th year of being together. But it's a rare sighting for that to happen in the Wilson household. Like we don't go to bed mad. And I'm trying to think if that one time we woke up and figured it out. But we're really big on that. And I'll give it to Russ as a man. Like he will step up and like communicate. And it's a beautiful thing to see him do that. Because I know it's hard for y'all men folk to really do that too.
No, it depends. It depends. If you're a real man, you're gonna figure it out.
You're gonna figure. But like even for me, I am stubborn. I'm a Scorpio. Like we said, we can be stubborn in our ways, like, and we proud. But it's like we gotta, humble ourselves, and just, like I say, it comes back to Jesus. Like the fact that we can pray together is so huge. The fact that we have that understanding and foundation is game changing. It's powerful, and we grow together spiritually, which is important too. Like that deepens the connection as well.
For sure.
How do you define being equally yoked, CiCi?
So,
like some people may look at it as we have to be exactly the same, like twins. We got to make the same amount of money. We have to have the same strengths. But there's also a way to look at it as harmony, right?
Yeah, it's more so like for me, the spiritual foundation part of it. Right. We have a equal understanding and foundation and desire to grow spiritually, and our love for God, our love for Jesus. Like we have that as a base foundation, but also too in our aspirations and the things that we dream of and how we want to do them. Like it's parallel. Like we talked about how when we first started, dating and talking, we were talking about our dreams. We shared our dreams and our goals, and they were in alignment. So it's amazing because you fast forward to, I can get goosebumps thinking about it. We have our Why Not You Productions, company that's based, the Why Not You name is from our Why Not You Foundation, right? And he always loved helping kids, always would spend time at the children's hospitals. I always wanted to do it. And then I meet the love of my life. Our passions link up, and now we do it together through our Why Not You Foundation, right? We were able to launch our Why Not You children's book, together. We have a Why Not You charter school in Washington, and that was our first academy, and our goal is to create more. But again, doing it together. Our Why Not You centers, we always wanted to provide like little like centers and spaces for kids, and we kicked it off in Pittsburgh with our first Why Not You center with the Boys and Girls Club. I did another one. I launched our next one in Atlanta, which is the dance center, and now we're about to introduce 3 more Why Not You centers in the tri-state area. While we're living in New York. So it goes back to alignment, right? Like when you're aligned in mostly every area, to me, the only way is up, and it eliminates you having differences. Like think about it, right? If 2 people come together and one just loves red and one loves blue and are hardcore about the colors, right? It's just, you're going to always find like, I'm not saying like colors, but you know what I'm trying to say, like the things that the way you see life, like principles, like
values.
If your values, if you have 2 different mindsets, doesn't mean either one person is wrong or the other person's right. It's just harder when you don't match in most areas in life. So thankfully I met my match. Like I met the person that if I look across him, he's the male version of me, and vice versa for him. Like, and that's just game changing.
That's beautiful, man. I want one of those.
See how he started out trying to deny me, but and the whole time I'm right here, y'all for it. I lined you up, and you fell into denial, and now you back.
I'm
Thomas.
My God, Ciara.
Whoa.
Man, can you be my mentor? My God.
Yeah, but
my God.
It's very true. That alignment and evenly yoked. It also, more than anything, you may not sometimes know, and I was sharing this with the girls yesterday, what you want exactly or how you guys are going to get there in that alignment, but you definitely know what to stay away from. we ain't going to. We don't want that.
Yeah. You're for sure clear about what you
that
don't
alignment
want,
and that evenly yoked, Tracy. You know what to stay away from.
Yeah, it'll rebuke whatever it is.
Whatever it is,
Yeah.
and that's the beauty of it. Sometimes too, like you could be fussing about a whole bunch of stuff, but you could agree we don't want that.
We ain't doing that.
We ain't doing
for
that.
Sure.
And that'll bind you 10 more years sometimes, just knowing that we in this together. We working on this because this is what we don't want.
Yeah, 100%. Also too, like, in marriage too, there's this thing where it's like, because in our worlds, the world is convenient for us, right? We can, you can move how you want to move essentially, but is that the way you want to live? It's like, so we have standard things where it's like, you don't say the D word in marriage. Okay.
Okay.
And then you also have to be able to say, will you forgive me when you were wrong? And that is really hard.
Wait, will you forgive me?
Yes.
So if I'm wrong, I'm still asking you to forgive me.
And you have
got
to say yes.
Oh, I love that. I'm taking that.
Yeah. But
Will
don't
you
abuse
forgive
it, though. Yeah, well, yes.
I want it all the time. But that works.
But
so,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, I guess I mean, like, don't take the shortcut route. Like, be like, oh, well, I just say this and they going to say yes. But,
do the work.
Yeah, do the work. Like, really mean it, right? And that's just a game changer because it all comes back to love.
Your life is so intentional. It's what I like. When I see you, I know it's thought put behind not only what you do, also what you say, because you've thought about it a lot. It's reflective on this album. I think that's what I was trying to tell you before we even started talking. And so your album is a banger.
Yay.
My guy Shaheem Reed, Shaheem Reed, he's a big Giants fan. So it's like, if she come up there, can you ask about the Giants? Right? But we were talking about your music. Shaheem worked at MTV with me too. And I was like, yo, this might be one of the most entertaining, honest projects because you got a chance to be honest on different tracks. And at the same time, they bangers. You're working with Latto.
Yeah,
you say Jazze Pha, y'all came back together.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of love, a lot of A-Town love on that record. And, Jazze was a big force in my career out the gate. He and I both, took off together. And I'm just forever grateful for that because that was such a significant moment in my life and career. And it was really fun to come back together. It was just like the old times, It's funny how that happened.
That's so when you say, I've been waiting for this moment?
Oh, yeah. I said I can't wait for this moment.
I can't wait. And that's what you were talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
For this moment, for us to come together. And then also, too, to have Latto on the record because it's an A-Town.
Like some Latto, yo.
Yeah, she's special. Yeah, she's got her own little sauce and flair. And I just want to take a moment to shout out all the artists because on this project, everyone pulled up for me in a big way. I want to shout out Tiana Taylor Normani for joining me on the Ecstasy remix. Shout out to Chris Brown, Boss Man D-Lo. I loved his movement, and I feel like I kind of, CiCi was on an early train of Boss Man. I just want to make that, clear, but, he jumped on with me. He said he got in with me, so that was really cool. Big Frida as well on the winning record. Busta Rhymes. I always wanted to work for Busta Bus.
Tyga?
Yeah, Tyga on Dance With Me, which we just released that video not too long ago.
That gave me some Evelyn Champagne King vibe from the 90s.
Oh,
right?
I love that. And speaking of, by the way, I want to say I'm proud because that video has now crossed 2 million views. So thank you to everybody who's been watching it and showing love. And then speaking of Evelyn Champagne, there's a song I have called Drop Your Love, as you may know. And we used the Evelyn Champagne sample in that record, which was really cool. But just shout out to all the Lil Baby as well. Am I missing anybody over there? I think Diamond Platinums on the deluxe.
Yeah.
Yes, our video is coming very soon. I'm going to be putting up some more content for that. But just everyone that, showed up for me, quickly. Like, that's a gift. Like, I don't take that for granted, that these amazing artists who I admire and respect pulled through for me. It's a blessing.
You're a blessing. Yeah. CiCi, give it up for CiCi. This is her album. I'm really happy for you.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you for coming on the show. I didn't realize until Heather said it's been a long time since we got a chance to vibe.
At least 10 years.
Yeah. At least 10 years. So know that we here.
Aww.
We've been here for a while. We'll be here for a while. And if you could talk to Russ, tell him I want him to come on the show, too.
Oh, I love that.
That'd be great.
I think that's amazing.
We only had him through Zoom.
We had him through Zoom.
Oh, we did a Zoom with him. That's right.
During COVID, yeah, we had a cool conversation, and some things went viral, but it wasn't about that. But I would love to sit and talk with him.
Yeah.
I think he's an outstanding person.
Aww.
And he stands on his square.
Yep.
Oh, I love that.
He doesn't let the naysayers define him at all. And I just think he's a dope dude. I'm not even gassing it. If he came on or not, this is just what I think of him, because he stands by his faith. He stands by his lady, his wife, his family. He takes in even the family, your extended family. This man has stood up, and he's a fine example of who we can be when we're at our best. I know he's with the Giants,
You have some. It's little. You just wish it was. You would just wish it was Oakland. But go ahead
I wish
and say
it was the Raiders.
Yeah. Go ahead and say it.
It turned out to be the Giants. But good luck to him. Tell him I said.
Damn, the way you said, but good luck.
No, it was nice. It was nice.
That's nice. Yeah. I mean, I think he's in a good position. Jameis Winston is over there. They got what's the Dart Jackson?
Yep. Jameson Jackson. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm sorry. And then and he could really give these guys game, right?
Yeah, he's Russ is special, man. It's really like I call it art in motion when he's on the field.
Yeah.
And for me, when he's in the huddle, I feel like I'm in the huddle with them. Like I'm connected to everything, every play, every hit. Like I feel like it happens to me vicariously through him. But, Russ is special. Like sometimes, when you're on something, you're so used to it being great that you just, that's just normal. When you just step back, and I'm just like, man, like it's like how you've been using this lately, the Bruce Lee. It's like wata, and he's moving around, and how he can shift, put him on skates sometimes, and then like use his baseball mechanics as well, with how he can throw a ball across his body, or like be real quick with a little dish out, like. It's just a special thing to watch, and I'm so excited for him in this new chapter. My thing is for him, he's always winning from my perspective, and he's built a beautiful legacy to this point. He's been fortunate to break a lot of, records, and I got to big my baby up, my honey up. But I'm excited for him, and whatever God has for him, I know it's going to be great. But New York is an incredible city. It's a fresh experience for our family.
Yeah.
It's so sweet actually being there with my family. Like now I see New York from a different perspective. I don't think I realized how many playgrounds there were until now, because I have kids.
Yeah.
It's the little things. Our date nights are so fun in New York. They said you never eat enough food in a lifetime with all the options of restaurants you have in New York. But the culture's amazing. The we know New York is a beast. The fans don't play, but that comes with New York, right? But everyone, it's just been an incredible experience so far, and I'm so excited for him.
Wow.
Yeah, he's gonna be all right.
Yeah. And he's been able to, Ciara. What I love, I grew up a sports fan, football in particular. My dad was a huge Giants fan. I was a daddy's girl as well, and I think a lot of times they don't realize how smart your husband is. I feel like a lot of times he's asked questions and they're looking to trip him up, or maybe come off bitter or sour, being the elder statesman, if you will, being the experienced one in the locker room. And he always, to Sway's point, stays on his square. He's always pushing that positive message, like, you ain't about to trip me up. I'm here for the team. I'm here to do what I have to do. I'm stepping when it's necessary. And I think that is a beautiful lesson for people in any career, any field you in, to have that attitude going in, because he's on top of it. He's like ready for the questions before they even come his way. So kudos to him and how he handles himself in the media as well.
Oh, I love that. No, so sweet, man. I love him, and I say I'm a better woman because of him, and he is my greatest inspiration, and who you see is who he is.
Good. Yeah.
He's consistent. He don't care nothing about nothing, like what anybody could say.
Word.
He's really big on, you gotta follow through. Like you gotta be consistent. The one person I always say I wish I could have met was his father, because his father's resting in heaven. I'm like, I want to know the man behind that man, because the stuff that he does, like, he follows through. Like, it can be the littlest thing, like something that it can be for our kids. It can be something that's supposed to happen in the house. Like, he's about completion. He's about like what's the standard? This is our standard foundation. We are going to commit to it as a family. We're going to follow through with it. We're going to make sure we see things through. We're not going to have ASS anything. Like, one of the sexiest things I will say is in our early days of dating, like, you know, we were going out on the water because we lived in Seattle, and he was driving. We had a nice little cute boat, and he was driving the boat. You know, he had his license. He had gotten it early, hopped out, put the gas in the boat. I was like, okay, this is different right here. It's like, oh,
he put the gas in the boat?
He put the gas in the boat, okay? I'm like, he ain't saying, no, don't nobody else can put the gas in. He put the gas in.
He put the gas in.
The little things, though, like, he's that kind of guy. He is like, it's like Renaissance. Like, I don't know. I can't. It's just, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I feel blessed.
Ooh, man.
Start gassing
Come on,
boats,
man.
Sway. Let's get you out of here, man.
Yup.
Let's go.
Start gassing boats.
See how to do
You
it.
gotta do
What the hell?
You heard it. You getting the blueprint.
I got to gas boats, then I got to buy a boat.
And she said a nice little boat.
Okay.
One step at a time.
God.
A little bit at a time. You like
At
fishing?
this point, I do like fishing.
You have
Ciara
her
gonna
there.
leave him like I think I just left my cousin's house.
Man,
They crazy.
gotta buy a boat. Ciara, you're amazing. Please, please come see us some more. Come hang out with us.
Oh, man, I'm definitely
All
coming
right.
back.
Okay, come on back.
My
And,
cheeks hurt.
and congratulations on everything.
Everything, sis.
You are a
Everything.
fine example.
Aw.
And
Yeah.
I hope people are watching and really studying how you navigated your career to arrive
Big
where you
facts.
are. Your happiness is infectious. You come in this room, we all smiling, just looking at you.
Aw,
You know, and
thank
you haven't, I
guys.
mean, you look the same way as you did when Goodies was out.
Aw,
Yeah.
thank
That
y'all.
vegan diet or something. I don't know what you want.
Vegan.
I don't know.
like my protein.
I heard
Okay.
that. All right, but thank you for coming by.
Yes.
Thank you so
Okay.
much for having me.
Absolutely.
This was so fun.
Oh, absolutely. Y'all, man, the album.
Let's get it.
Get the album.
Get it.
Get
CiCi.
that
It's
album,
a
baby.
banger. It's
Let's
a banger.
go.
All
Let's
right.
go.
Give it up for Ciara, y'all.
right, y'all.
I'll see you soon. We got Marcus Houston coming up next. You
Yeah,
ever
we
meet
do.
Marcus Houston?
Years ago.
Years ago?
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't
what
remember
the-
when, but I'm sure I met him years ago.
Yeah, okay, cool. Well, he's here too, and he got a new movie, you know, and he, like you, has had to navigate his career
Oh, yeah.
to arrive to where he's at today.
Hey, really quick, speaking of movies, in one of our Why Not You Productions, we have a movie called Sarah's Oil.
Yes.
Yes.
Comes out November 7th.
Yes.
Inspired by this young phenom, this young black girl was so smart, so fearless, brave, and discovered the value of her family and what they owned and what they were entitled to and fought for it. And she became one of the youngest, the youngest, but also first black millionaires. And so it's an amazing story.
Yep.
And I think there's a lot of Sarah in all of us, you know, in reference to the ambition that she had. But November 7th, it's in the theaters, and it's our
Dope.
first big feature film with Amazon Studios. So we're super excited about it.
Congratulations. All right, Ciara, she's turned up now.
All right, guys.
I have to get a job, send you an application. I ain't
Sway,
trying to-
think forward, homie. You going
I am.
backwards.
Nah, man.
That's forward. Come
Trying
on
to
and join
stand
the
on
squad.
the side of the red carpet like Russell and just be like,
he's
yeah.
so old.
I told you.
That is
Her.
backwards. There we go.
Her.
Heather, we here.
her.
We here.